But he's also he's deputized in like 3 different states. Like
he is.
Yeah, where like truly he was going on like undercover bus. Cat Williams
He's the worst person to be undercover.
Cat Williams has an incredible bit about it where like when he busts in with being an undercover cop, he's like, "Motherfucker, you Shaq."
Wait, why is he in trouble?
He's not.
He's not.
What is it that he is?
He's deputized.
What does that mean?
So
he's like an honorary cop.
Yeah. So like.
That's amazing.
Miami, New Orleans, and in Los Angeles, he has a badge and he can do ride-alongs.
Okay, guys, listen. I would love to talk about Shaquille O'Neal all day, but let's start the podcast. And everybody, welcome to a new episode of Off the Records
with B-Buddy and the O'Comment. Awoo!
Awoo!
Great to be here. Is that my intro?
Yeah, that's your. And we have Natasha Leggero here today.
I can't believe you brought people here. This is so cool.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you for doing this. Natasha picked a record today.
Yeah, it's What's Left of Phyllis Diller. This is a compilation album from 1968. It's basically like her greatest hits.
Oh, good.
You could compile them?
Yeah, you can. Like back in the 60s, it was like the only way to make money. So everyone, if you were successful enough, you had 30 albums. And like you want to look for something. This doesn't have it, but I get when it was wrapped, it probably said like What's Left with Phyllis Diller, and then have like featuring old age, like her bit.
I see. That's funny.
Yeah, so it's so exciting to hear her greatest hits.
Well, I'm very into Phyllis Diller recently because somebody gifted me her desk.
Whoa, you have Phyllis Diller's?
Yes, I have her desk. Allie Waller, her friend is a designer and was getting rid of it, and I got this desk, and I got her motherfucking painting stool.
Whoa.
So I have Phyllis Diller's little painting stool that like swivels and has like paint all, you know, 'cause she was also a painter.
Yeah.
I like to paint. And you know what's really crazy is we paint the same stuff. She like was painting chairs and shoes, and like it was like it's kind of like outsider art.
Yeah.
So I was like really excited that I got these 2 things.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know that much about Phyllis Diller, although I did read her book that Chelsea Peretti gave me called A Lampshade in a Whorehouse.
Yeah, I have that book.
And it was really, she has a really cool story, and she like, there's this book, I don't remember it. I don't remember what it's called. The Magic of Believing, that's what it's called.
Okay.
And that was a book, like, because she was like a housewife. She was like in her 40s. She had like 6 kids. She was living in the suburbs of San Francisco, and she just read this book. Her kids were getting older, and it like made her have the confidence to go on stage in late life and like create this whole life for herself.
Wow.
And it's just very inspiring because it was all through the power of positive thinking. There might be like a Christian undertone, I don't quite remember, but the book was like, you know those metaphysical books from like the 20s? They're like, it was kind of like the power of positive thinking, like Norman Vincent Peale. So anyway, it's just cool that someone so wild like her was able to harness her personal energy. And now I have her desk. And I know her whole thing too, which is very interesting with women, is I think her idea was to make herself ugly. Because she's not ugly, but she was like, I'm going to wear a wild wig, and she's really small, but she kind of looks big. She's like 5 feet tall.
Okay.
But like she would wear these big muumuus and make her hair crazy and talk about how ugly she is. That was her point of view. And I think a lot of women comedians used to do that.
Yeah, I mean, she, according to her Wikipedia, she was like one of the first celebrities, period, to openly champion plastic surgery. Like,
Cool. Even before Joan Rivers?
Even before Joan Rivers.
Cool.
Oh, Philly Dilly.
All right, well, I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's see.
Thank you. I wonder where you were for a minute. Oh, home was never like this. Thank goodness. Oh, dear. We have so much fun here. Now, like last night, somebody brought a little 9-year-old boy in here. When he left, he was 38. In fact, I went with him.
She fucked the boy.
Aha! You ready for the new look? This is it. You think I'm kidding? It's a cross between Jackie Kennedy and Camelot. I haven't had a single drink and my dress is stiff.
certainly enjoying it.
Do you know that I'm the only woman in the world who gets dresses rejected by the Salvation Army? They send them back with ugly notes.
It's got like a Rodney.
You know, with things
kind of
like,
thing going on.
dear
It's all
Phyllis Diller, this
self-deprecating.
dress could wreck a girl's life. Well, depending where she wears it. Oh, seriously, I've got a tinsmith
What I am
inside repairing
appreciating
it.
about her, well, I don't love most of these jokes yet. I do. I kind of like her persona where she comes out and she's like hosting a cocktail party that like no one else is allowed to talk. like she's just
Totally.
She's like just coming out and being like, "Hello, do you like my dress?" Like I'm not drunk, but it's stiff as a board. Like
She's really encompassing a persona.
yeah.
And that's what people love, and that's kind of what you need to do to be a great comic.
Well,
I
you
think.
kind of you have that. You know,
I try.
your on-stage persona is definitely not.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
it's
as
like
a
you,
comedian, something will happen to you when you get on stage, and you just sort of like turn into the thing, you
Yeah.
know. But she's definitely doing that. But don't you kind of feel like this might be how she is off stage too?
Kind of.
Yeah.
She does feel like a consummate host. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
where I know when I get on stage, I immediately turn into like a boy Kathy Griffin.
You're catty.
I'm Kathy Griffin.
To be 100. That's one of my goals, and I'll tell you why. I don't think they expect so damn much of you at that age.
That's a good premise.
You know, when they start bossing you around, I bet you can look them right in the eye and say, I'm poop. And if I make it, I've got a plan. I know exactly how I'm going to play it. I'm going to be a sweet, innocent, little white-haired old lady with a cane full of gin.
That's funny. A cane full of gin.
And I have a very good chance of making it. My grandfather is 105. Of course, he's been dead for 20. And he's still at the head of the table.
It's also like you never heard a woman
Well,
say
we can
crazy,
hardly-
you know, like
No.
stand up in front of everybody, say these wild things, because remember, it's always hard when I start a comedy hearing who's the guy that everybody loved? Lenny Bruce.
Oh yeah.
What he said to get arrested. He said like, fuck.
He
or
said
so-
fuck. Yeah, no. It's
So you really have to put yourself in this other world.
you really do, because I remember Norm Macdonald hated political comedy, like he hated it so much, and his point was he's like it's just so funny that people go up on stage thinking they're going to change something when the only guy ever who changed anything is Lenny Bruce, who just made it okay to say fuck. Like,
Right, because you're like, wait, he spent nights in jail?
nights in jail, and then you hear what his bits are, and he's like, I'm a nervous Jewish guy at a cocktail party, and then a woman comes up to me and she's like tweaking out.
Well, you know, I had this girl open up for me. She was really funny. I don't remember her name. She was Chinese, and she was telling me in China, you have to submit at all the comedy clubs. You have to submit what you're going to say. And her friend said on stage, Chinese people like money, and got fined $10,000. And like, you can't go off script in China.
Well, doesn't that kind of prove that they do like money if they're going to charge her $10,000?
Well, it was just like it was degraded. Like you're not
right.
supposed to say anything bad about China, and apparently it's like all very, you know, you can't just go there and improv.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna destroy Matt Rife's China tour.
Well, you shouldn't. I guess you couldn't perform in China too because you have all those Chinese bits where you do that voice.
I don't do that. I've never done that. You gotta stop accusing me of racism.
Ugly brawn at the desk. Who hasn't blown her nose in 20 years. Will insult you. I got into one by mistake, and this girl said, well, lady, we do repairs, not reclamation.
Oh, she's getting her nose done?
You know, I am not really wrinkled. I just had a nap on a chenille spread. Now, it's just the opposite at an expensive saloon. You are treated like a lady, regardless. The minute you walk in there, a gentleman greets you properly. He bows from the waist and he says, Madame. And you've never been in business in your life. But I know exactly where the trouble spot is. Here, it's middle age.
Amen.
And here's what happens. A woman hits 40.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Going 90 miles an hour.
See, no one was ever telling
And
people
boy,
this
that's a
on
crack
stage.
up. One morning, she gets up, she looks in the mirror, she punches the panic button. She says, I gotta be younger by lunch. And she'll go through a whole list of idiotic ideas like renting smaller children. But 9 out of 10 will rush off to a plastic surgeon. Or go under the knife, as we say at the clinic. And are you ready for the big fallacy? They all expect to come out looking like Tinkerbell. So what if you do? What are you going to do about the rest of it? Gravity's been pulling on it for 40 years. And I hate that word gravity. It reminds me of a little personal tragedy. 2 weeks ago, my Playtex living bra died of starvation.
Wait, so she's flat?
I guess so.
I mean, if just once I could throw up my arms and say, my cup runneth over.
See, this is like dirty
This is dirty.
to them.
For 1968, this is filthy. but I love the idea of your bra dying.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny. Like, she's clearly ahead of her time. I mean, like, even in 1968, you were mentioning how like people weren't talking about being middle aged, like, and the negatives of it.
And stars were glamorous.
Yeah, and stars were glamorous. But even in like movies at that time, before like New Hollywood happened, like everyone who was like in their 40s was just like happy to be a parent in movies and stuff. So it is like this is kind of punk rock in a way. Like,
I agree.
Which I hate when Jonah Hill says that, but I like when I say it.
Are we liking it, Brendan?
I like it so far. Number one, there were no female stand-up comedians, really.
I mean, truly, at this time, like, you have Joan Rivers, who's probably 4 years into comedy at this point. So, like, it's not even, like, she's not singing. This is Phyllis Diller, like, 15 years in.
And you know who was super classy was, who's the woman, the partner, the couple?
Oh, Nichols and May?
Yes.
Yeah, oh.
Elaine May was, like, classy. She would never be talking about her tits.
Never.
Even though she was, like... funny and she was just very sophisticated.
It's not gonna come until like 5 years later when she like makes the Heartbreak Kid, where she starts like letting her freak flag fly. Elaine May. Like
okay.
Elaine May is somebody who is still alive, and I would 100% die for.
She's still alive.
Still alive. She's making a movie with Dakota Johnson.
Get her on the pod.
We'll try.
Oh no! I heard her on a podcast. She's only done one podcast. It's Phil Rosenthal's podcast, and then
It wasn't Rogan?
no.
He wouldn't know who she is. I bet.
And the whole time she was just eating a pastrami sandwich, just
No.
talking to the mic. It was so funny.
She was eating during it.
Eating during
great.
it and like just being like, I don't want to answer that.
That is so funny. Yeah, so I do think that Phyllis might have been the first one. Like, I remember I had this acting teacher who was kind of wild, and she was like the protege of Stella Adler, and she was this old lady, and she would be like, the reason why I can be so sophisticated is because inside, and she would like lift up her dress and like show us her underwear. Like, she was just this like crazy, wild lady, and I think Phyllis was kind of that cut from that cloth, you know, like she could be glamorous but crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like the reason why there was only like 25 comedians in the 1960s is like they were painfully mentally ill.
That is so funny. And I think she got in trouble all because she would talk about her husband. What did she call him? She called him do you guys know? She would call him like
Oh, she called him Fang.
Fang. So she was always talking about her husband, and he was like the butt of all of her jokes. But yeah, she got into like a legal situation. And
Just
then
for
they got
calling him
divorced.
Fang?
No, just because she was making fun of him all the time. And think about back then. Like, men weren't like, oh, you're going to go on stage and talk about your tits and say that I suck. Like, that is so messed up.
Well, let's see if she talks about Fang.
Okay.
So I tell you what I did. I heated his dinner in the dryer.
There he is.
And I admit it was a mess. But it was hot. So I realized that I would have to treat him rather graciously, which was going to be pretty unnatural at that time of day. So I read a couple of chapters of Peyton Place. And a little Norman Vincent Peale. And I even put on a dress. Over my blue jeans. And when I say I kissed him, he thought he was in the wrong house. Until one of the kids bit him. The way we know they're growing up, the bite marks are higher. So I brought him in the house, I sat him down, I put this food in front of him, and right away he starts with the beef. He says, okay, what is this stuff on top? You know I hate coconut. I said, eat it, it's lint.
And we're also coming out of the 50s. We have to take care of these husbands. So she's like, this is what I do. Fuck you, husband.
No, he had given up lint for Lent.
All right. Is that it?
It
always feels like she's playing to like 40
much.
people.
You know,
I do believe she is playing to 40 people. All of these clubs back then are like the Purple Onion, and it's like 50 people.
Right.
And it is like, I think her audience is also like predominantly gay men who are.
Really?
Yeah, like at this time, like she.
Oh, because it's San Francisco.
It's San Francisco, and like she was kind of the first like outside of like Mae West, like gay icon, like where they were like,
Love it.
"You're our lady."
Did you ever perform at the Purple Onion, either of you?
I did.
Yeah, I got to do it too. It's not there anymore.
I know. It
Such
was
a
really
bummer.
cool. Oh, and
Yeah.
then Zach Galifianakis has that amazing special there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Live at the Purple Onion. That's like one of the great specials, I think.
That's a really funny.
good.
I think that got a lot of overweight guys with beards into comedy.
I was already in comedy, but it definitely inspired me to keep going.
You didn't have a beard.
I said, you idiot, those are my shoulder blades. He said, I thought your bangs were a little bit long. But he said, your breath is so bad, I was glad it was coming out the back.
She also has a room full of wigs in her house.
And then I made a dreadful
Too many
mistake
wigs.
about 4 years ago. I went to Hollywood to become a big star overnight because I happen to know that's the way it's done. Well, those little starlets, come on. They get ahead so fast, you don't think it's talent, do you? Oh, let me give you an example. I think I can prove it. I went to a starlet's wedding, and here's this dumb little broad. She has exactly 2 words to remember, and she's been rehearsing for weeks. And she muffed her lines. She said, I did. I wish I had never had the screen test, which I wangled. It was a mess. It was a good picture,
I like
though. A
wangled.
Western called Separate Stables.
Miffed.
And I had a
Mustard.
great line. Everything is happening, and I'm supposed to say they went that way. They went nowhere. And after my test, that director walked right over to me and he said, Miss Diller, I have seen bigger lumps in oatmeal. I get so bitter, I feel like putting them both together and making one good one. Because you know it wouldn't work. Everybody would call me Miss Unicorn.
I feel like she could say anything.
Yeah, she.
You know, I couldn't
They just love her.
They love her. She has the audience in the palm of her hand, and when I'm listening to this, all I'm thinking is it does feel like there's like an alternate reality where I'm like, they are laughing so much, and I'm like, what world is this? Like,
well, it's a world where a woman has never been up on stage, like being self-deprecating about herself, about other people, about her husband, about her kids, and people are reacting to it.
And they all went, like you're saying, they all went specifically to see her. She doesn't have to win anybody over here.
Wouldn't you say it's a little similar in persona to Joan Rivers? Because she was very self-deprecating. She's like, oh, I'm so ugly. My husband,
she was Joan Rivers is definitely inspired by Phyllis Diller.
Absolutely. But Joan Rivers, I feel like their characters are similar, but Joan Rivers has like that like New York intensity.
Can we talk? Like, it's more like me and I need to tell you something, honey.
Exactly. And basically, there is like a weird, she's more conversational, where like Phyllis Diller has that like,
it's more of a rambling cocktail party.
Yes, exactly. Pay attention to me.
And Joan Rivers is moving at a faster pace, I think, because Phyllis is just you're just like, what's next? Like, she's just sort of musing.
I'm enchanted by it.
I love her.
I mean, the jokes are not top level.
Well, I mean, like you said, it's a persona.
The cane full of gin is good. I want another good joke.
End of side one there.
Okay, so
we should play Sukiyaki. I wonder what she has to say about exotic foods. Let's see how that aged. Wait, have you guys heard this? I heard it once. I found it, and I could never find it again. Which is basically, I read it because I love reading old comedy books, but that there was someone in the 20s, a man who did all of the dirty nursery rhymes.
What?
And then Dice did them.
What?
Is that have you guys ever heard that?
I have not heard that.
That they're like it's an old trope. And then he kind of brought it back in the 80s and did his thing to it. And I found the guy once, and I just could never find it again. And then, because, you let me all those Dice albums.
Right.
So I've listened to all those. We used to put them on when we wanted people to leave a party. So it's like, okay,
you told me that
we're going to play. What was the one? You liked that one.
The Day That Laughter Died.
Yeah, that one.
That's amazing. It's an amazing album.
I played his girlfriend, or his wife.
Oh, that's right.
On a TV show for 2 years. And it really does seem like one of the hardest trajectories is being on the top, because he said it was like the best night of his life. Like, you couldn't even imagine like playing Madison Square Garden. And then the next morning it was just panned universally. And, that kind of trajectory just feels so challenging.
I mean, truly, it's coming back down to earth after that, and then everyone hates you and thinks you're a pariah. Like,
you got like one sleep to feel like you were on top of the world, and then everyone hates you. I mean, because it was probably a pretty big backlash, like with news and.
Did Saturday Night Live, and Nora Dunn refused to perform with him, and he was hated.
Was he cool?
He's very Dice.
Yeah.
He was just like. He's funny without even trying to be. Like, he would always have like steak sauce in his pocket, and he would tell me he would start smoking at the airport.
Yeah,
and he'd be like, "What? I don't see the sign." I was like, "What?" And then he would steal candy, and I'm like, "Why are you stealing sweet tarts at the store?" He's like, "It tastes better when it's free." I mean, he's just like full of like. It's just it just oozes out of him, this persona that is him, know. And he was a great dad. It was cool to watch.
I mean, I'm fascinated by Dice. Like,
he's fascinating.
We have to have him on.
He is fascinating.
I bet he would do it, but he'd want to do his own record.
That's great.
Yeah, we would love that. But
you would definitely woo him that way. And if you ever forgot any of his credits, he will fill you in.
Well, maybe.
He did me.
Do you know how to get in touch with him?
I do.
Maybe we'll. I would love that. Because we have the Day That Laughter Died 2 that we haven't listened to, and you said that he loved.
There's part 2.
It's only on cassette, and I got the cassette, so we'd have to go away from our records thing. But if Dice is here, I'll do anything.
All right. Well, can we hear Sukiyaki?
Yeah, let's get into side 2.
words. I have always felt that in every evening there should be one moment of truth, and I think that's plenty. And tonight our moment of truth concerns this. I'm going to tell you the whole truth. This is my stove. Isn't that pitiful? How unsuccessful can a girl look? And everybody thinks I'm wearing anchovies.
I don't get it.
And the worst of it is
I think the joke is that anchovies is a funny word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's earring. Maybe her earrings look. I don't know.
The way it happened, this one up here was running very, very fast. And he stopped suddenly.
She also sounds two
And this one
champagnes
was
in, but you
following
feel like
too
she's
close.
sober.
Yes, exactly. Like there's
she's sober.
Yeah. But she's presenting as drunk a little
Yes,
bit, like
yes.
just like a little tipsy. You know what I like? I like the laugh. I usually don't. She has like that Stavi quality, like where Stavi has a Phyllis Diller quality, I guess. Like, I don't normally like when people laugh, but if you have the right laugh,
Totally.
she has a really comical laugh
And a great voice.
a great voice.
And that put me on the wrong street, going the wrong way on a one-way street that wasn't going my way. And boy, they're organized. They won't give an inch. And everybody is coming this way except me and one other woman. I loved her. She was following me. And she was dragging sections of a fence. And I still had quite a bit of the garage on me. And people were yelling pretty nasty things. One man said, "Lady ought to have your license taken away." I said, "I haven't got one." And at the first stop sign, she and I became very close friends. And we discussed what to do, and I suggested that if we would both back up, they wouldn't notice. Well, there's one thing wrong with it. You're facing them for blocks. You know, how long can you blow kisses and drive? But yeah, it worked for her. She backed around the corner, and I backed over an officer's motorcycle. Oh, are those guys temperamental? You'd have thought he owned the damn thing. Well, he was on it. But he was in a terrible mood before I ever came along. I think he must have had his badge pinned to his skin.
I think I
Because
missed
I
a
couldn't
part
have
of
treated him
this
nicer. I
story
jumped
because
out
I
of
am
the car.
so lost. I have no idea.
I think she's talking about driving in a big city, San
Yeah,
Francisco.
she's saying it's called driving downtown. So she's like, "Oh, I drove downtown the other day. Here's how fucking terrible here's a story of my trip downtown, and I'm such a
Gotcha.
bad driver. I don't have a driver's license, and
Listen, something I've worked on in therapy is like if I don't know what's happening, I should address it.
what's the next? We're coming up on the next one.
I wanted. Well, there's Homemaker. It's so funny. Now on my album, Coke Money, like everything's like cup of jizz. like the titles are so dirty, and I'm like, my kid can just start reading now. It's kind of hard.
It's having kids and realizing that they're gonna maybe find some stuff that you've done is
It's awful.
scary.
I want to put we have like safe search on, but like all of my jokes are just truly like about cum. Like that's all I've done. I mean, your cup of jizz joke is I think one of the funniest things.
Oh,
ever.
you know my cup of jizz
Yeah.
joke? I just remember looking at the back of my album recently, and everything was just so. I didn't know I titled them so dirty.
Well, we weren't thinking. I mean,
Right.
I have some like horrible stuff out there that I was just trying to be funny, but it's like, oh yeah, this is,
Yeah, I'm like looking at the mail that you have at your office that is addressed to Frank Cum. Like, you're so
it's my lawyer. I have his thing down there.
Frank, come. Okay, let me hear Sukiyaki.
Well, let's get into.
Oh, we're gonna do the whole.
We'll get
we're
there.
gonna listen to the whole side.
Well, we'll
Okay,
get
okay.
there. The next one now. This is gonna
Homemaker.
Homemaker, so I guess we'll get into some of the Fang stuff
Okay,
that
let's
got her
see.
into
Of
trouble.
course, you know, I never made it as a homemaker. I've really given up. It's a mess. But I know that, well, I had gotten all of my ideas about homemaking out of Mademoiselle magazine. You might as well read Cinderella. They aren't going to tell. They never mention garbage. Boy, does that junk pile up. Within a week, you won't have any drawer space left.
Drawer space.
You can refrigerate just so much of that stuff. You gotta save some place for your ironing. And the first time I looked at that kitchen, sections of it were moving. And I thought, what would I do to me if I were that filthy? So I cold creamed it. And I made one big mistake. I left the room. And he came home. Well, he must have hit it awful fast. You haven't seen winter sports. Nobody knows how many times he went around before he hit the wall.
She
And
smeared
when I say hit the wall, we took
face
Oh,
lotion
sorry.
all over
Oh.
her house, and her husband came home and slipped and flew
Six
around
legs.
the house.
He was carrying the dog. So I shot the dog and I had a beat on him. But a neighbor dropped in. Damn busybody. She's so excitable.
I like how
Oh,
she
her dog.
builds her bits, like where it's not. They're not really even connected. It's just joke into joke into joke into joke into joke.
And it's clearly a lie.
yeah, it's a whole lie.
Like she put garbage in a pile in her house. It started to move. And then she put cold cream on it. And then did she say she beat the dog?
She shot the dog.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. I mean, I guess that's what we you really have to hear the way we're listening to this by pausing and talking over it. You have to hear the beginning of the thing because that's the setup, and
That
then
she's
it's
building
it's
on.
joke.
It really is.
Joke.
It's just here's the line that you need to know, and then here's a
Or
bunch
nothing
of,
else makes sense.
Yeah. Well, here we're still in the homemaker thing, so let's get through we'll hear the rest of that.
He's got to be kidding. It took me 3 weeks to make the blouse. Then he says, what's more, I want you to dress old-fashioned. I want you to wear those little chintzy aprons. You should have told me you're supposed to wear something under them. You think you've seen a frightened Fuller Brush man. He didn't even come back for his car. Without my clothes on, I look like a sack full of doorknobs. Do you realize that you are looking at a Slenderella reject?
I just thought of something.
Well,
She's
oh
like,
boy, have I
'cause
compensated.
you know, like
every
Mary Tyler Moore, and then there was like Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
You know, like Mary Tyler Moore was like perfect and the perfect wife, and then like Lucy came and was kind of wild.
Was Lucy after? No, she had to be before.
Okay, well maybe.
Right?
I don't know.
But
that.
their reactions to the thing, I
Right.
think, you know, and I think she's kind of a reaction to this like buttoned up 50s, you
Right.
know, and it's just cool that she's able to.
There was nobody like her on television. Like every housewife on every show was like the Brady Bunch.
You had like
Donna
the Donna
Reed.
Reed,
Yeah.
yeah, like and like honestly, the idea of talking about your naked body looking like a sack full of doorknobs is like, it's groundbreaking. I mean, we're all still kind of talking about what our naked bodies look like.
Right, she started it.
What's the next one? This is the one you want to hear, right?
Homemaker. Oh, and then we have Sukiyaki, Exotic Foods, and then the sequel to Sukiyaki.
Oh, boy, okay.
This is gonna be the big bit.
This is her big hit.
Sukiyaki.
I can tell.
Okay, let's see.
I don't even know what a sukiyaki. It's like chow mein noodles.
I
or
think so.
something?
Yeah, this
It's
is.
Japanese.
I don't know.
I-
It doesn't. I don't.
She lives in San Francisco.
Yeah,
so
so-
great food all around.
Yeah, big time. One of the best Chinatown.
Let's see what Phyllis says.
But I really do enjoy exotic foods. Well, the more expensive, the better. I love truffles. Ooh. I just told a big lie. They're very chic, let's put it like that, but they're rotten. And I went home and looked it up in the dictionary, and no wonder. It's a fungus. This stuff grows underground in France, and they can't do a thing to stop it. So what do? They dig it up and send it to us, and we're fools enough to eat it. And you know who digs it up for them? Pigs. And they won't touch the junk. Well, I guess that's what raises the price. But my favorite is sukiyaki. That's Italian, and oh, you're hip tonight.
Probably because
Well, you
it's
know, on the
noodles.
West Coast, they have these Japanese sukiyaki houses. They're just too, well, unsanitary. You eat it on the floor, they cook it on the floor. I stepped in it. And you haven't lived till you've had a fried rice hot pot. Of course, I admit I had been in the bar since December. And there's one thing I've got to warn you about. They make you take your shoes off, ready or not. Oh, well, I panicked. I had spent a couple of hours putting myself together. I'd spent $10 on my hair and spent a cent on my feet. And here they are asking me to take off my shoes. The last thing I thought anyone would ask me to take off. Oh, with any kind of luck. And I'm the only one who knows that I'm sitting there wearing 10 corn pads. Without my shoes on, I look like a typewriter. So I offered to take off anything else.
She's always trying to get naked.
Right through a shoji screen. He says, "Please, lady, people are eating." Turned out to be my old Fuller Brush man.
Call back.
Yeah.
Traveling vacuum cleaner salesman who you have to let in your house.
I know, that's wild. They still have that. There's still people who go door to door selling vacuums. Yeah. There's one, look it up. There's one brand of vacuum that I think it's like
Hoover?
No, it's like a vacuum system that like comes out of that. There's like ducts in your wall that you hook the hose. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, but it says Kirby Home still does it.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
But yeah, like there are houses that have like the thing, and you suck up the garbage, like the dust into your walls.
Yeah, I guess there's like a reservoir somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's I guess it was wrong.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that's it. That's not. I don't think anybody does that anymore. Maybe.
I mean, I think there's still. I remember when we were looking at houses, I saw a house that had that like hose hookup.
Crazy. And then you just have the dust in your...
Well, that's what I said to the realtor, and it was like, I don't know. I'm like, you should. Like,
And then you shove cold cream in the thing.
I'm slipping and sliding. My dog gets shot.
Oh, boy. You know, Sean just got a new dog.
I did.
What kind of dog?
He is a French Bulldog Chihuahua mix.
That sounds cute.
He is so cute.
Don't what?
Don't bring up your lies.
That's not a lie. You put the dog in a microwave as a joke.
I did not put the dog in a microwave. He did this with my child as well.
He did it as a joke. He didn't turn it on or
Didn't do
anything.
it.
I believe him.
And you know it isn't a bad life. Except all next week, my husband kept hitting me with a folded newspaper. And I haven't been on the furniture since.
We missed the setup because I was
Well,
teasing
I
you.
know what it is
Nasty
because we
during
used to
an
have a dog
obedience
and we would
test.
beat it. We would like
I got a leash
roll up.
for it.
The trainer told you roll up a newspaper and hit him on the nose.
Uh-huh.
But it's like you would not do that now. Same thing with spanking your kids. Like,
Yeah.
we just don't do that anymore.
There's no hitting. Like,
No hitting.
No, I think it's just
A rolled up newspaper on the nose with your kid seems like
No.
a good...
who still gets the newspaper first off?
I guess that's
Yeah.
true, yeah. You'd have to hit them with your
have to,
iPad.
You're MacBook.
She had on the tightest kimono I have ever seen.
Kimono.
Through.
Female version of a kimono.
You could see her blood circulating. And I didn't like the route it was taking. You talk about tight. If she had a wart, her dressmaker fit it. And she had a couple of warts. And on top of that, she had this thing split to the navel, which she had moved. Now, who would want their navel on their hip? Maybe you don't think it took me a while to figure that out. Here's the way I figure it. Plastic surgery is getting more and more popular, and I figure she went to a doctor for a face job, and he oversold her that.
Face job. So now this
Is that the
final,
end of her? Oh, okay. That wasn't the closer.
Well, this last track on here is Sukiyaki Continued.
Okay.
But then there's also the cleaner. So this is all one. The next thing is all one track, but it's two premises.
I'm still looking for a great joke.
I don't think, I mean, I'm not looking for a great joke, but I think overall this is very entertaining. If you're bought into the Phyllis Diller thing, then it's like she's doing great.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like at a drag night and somebody comes out as Phyllis Diller, you're not gonna walk out.
How about Judy Garland, Sean? Are you leaving?
Oh, I am not leaving for Queen Judy.
Yeah, maybe there's not like this take-home great joke, but her husband was hitting her with a rolled-up newspaper because she was on the couch. And you know what I mean? Like, compare yourself to the dog, her putting cold cream all over the floor and her husband coming home and slip-sliding all over the place, that it was like the Winter
Olympics. You like
Olympics.
the silliness that is coming from...
I love
very
silly.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's super silly. And like you said, the laughing and stuff isn't annoying because it's like, that's her.
She's breaking ground. I mean, she's obviously... super good at what it is she's doing.
And also, I'm always a fan of people who start late in life.
Yeah.
Because they have so much to talk about,
So much. Like,
it's like they've done life.
Well, and they don't give a shit. They're just like, I'm going to do, this is what I think is good, and I'm just going to fucking do it, and I don't give a shit what anybody says.
You know what else she said in her book that I thought was really inspiring that we don't do anymore? She had like a director. And she had a guy who would come over and work with her and, help her direct her show. And I think now we're all just like, okay, I guess I'll go to another mic.
Yeah, no, it is. You're kind of just a loner. You have to be a loner, and that's the only way to get respect.
Right, but just the idea that you've got like someone kind of helping you mold and shape this
You're putting on a performance, so it's like, what do you think of this? He's like, oh, I think it's good if you, I mean,
or
who
put
knows
this
what her
joke here, add this, or, then you should come to the crowd, I think now we all just have to intuit it ourselves, and that's just what the evolution of the art form is. But I like the idea of like having someone help you.
Get one. Get a director.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Get Dice. It seems like if there's a better comedy, somebody to tell you how to be funny, it's Dice.
That's your number one.
I mean, listen, what is this? It seems like he comes up on every podcast. I mean, Marin had some insanely funny Dice stories, and you just had some really great Dice stories.
I told my real ones while you took a break.
But I mean, the other ones were real as well.
That's true.
And they were super funny.
Yeah, not my number one.
I'm not saying he's my number one. I'm just saying that it sounds like this is a guy who is just funny all the time.
I mean, when you see him in Pretty in Pink, is that what he was in?
Yeah.
Is he in Pretty in Pink?
He is. Yeah, he plays the bouncer outside the club.
He is like so hot and like so charismatic. Like he just has something.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, you don't sell out Madison Square Garden if you're not interested.
Oh, he pops. Like he 100% pops. Like that clip you sent me of him on Different Strokes where he's like bullying Willis.
Wait, I want to see that.
It's so funny.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah. But like he obviously has like so much charisma. And in Pretty in Pink, he absolutely does. When he's like hanging out with Ducky outside and
you're like, you just want to know who that guy is.
Exactly, because like you just don't want to know who Ducky is.
I'm gonna have to watch. I haven't seen that movie in years. I'm gonna have to watch it again just to see Dice.
Let's watch it tonight.
Okay, I'll come over. We'll watch it at Natasha. She has the nicest place out of the three of us.
Yeah, come on over.
You've heard of hitting the bottle? Well, I was socking the sake. Well, was my night off. And you know, when you're on the floor, you get the feeling so secure. Because you know you can't fall off of anything. Oh, and I got to the show off stage by dinner. I am going to show everybody, you know, Smartsville. Oh, yes. And I'm speaking Japanese to the girl. It was terrible. Oh, yes, one time she stepped on me. I said, "Kumbawa." That means my nose is running. I didn't know it, so she wiped my nose. That didn't look so good. And then I went way too far. I ate with the chopsticks. Forget it. I don't think they really meet. Once you've picked them up, you're committed. Unless you want to be known as a quitter the rest of your life. So I had picked them up, and I didn't get a bite of food. I got a lot in my ears. I got a lot in my hair.
She really didn't know how to use those things.
But I looked good.
This is like
And when I left,
pre-sushi.
I am wearing this gorgeous
It really is.
fried
Like,
rice.
honestly, she's kind of just showing that she's she's kind of wealthy. Like,
Right. She does have a sophisticated quality.
Yeah.
I wonder if I think she was like suburban and well off. 6 kids.
Well, I don't know. I mean, living in
Suburbs.
San Francisco wasn't the same as today, but I mean, it wasn't.
But she wasn't living on Haight-Ashbury. She was in Neighbors with Jerry Garcia.
She might have been, but also, I mean, she wasn't in like suburban Ohio.
She
or
probably
something.
went to
So
college. I bet.
I don't know. You read her book.
To meet a man, I bet. That's what the women used to do there. Like, you'd go to college so you could, like, find someone, you know, who wasn't a Fuller Brush salesman.
Well, I mean, if her husband is suing her for making fun of her, he probably has some
everyone
college.
should fact check that. But I do remember she got into some legal trouble.
Yeah, so because she would talk about her husband Fang, her mother-in-law Moby Dick, and her sister-in-law Captain Bligh. She was so unbelievable that shortly after she divorced her husband in 1965, his mother and sister sued her for defamation of character in an effort to keep her from talking about them in her act.
Did it work?
No, because she insisted that she was talking about a fictional family, not them, and they eventually settled out of court.
Okay.
And she kept talking about her mother-in-law Moby Dick.
I wonder how much she gave them for that.
Are you ready for her big closer?
Yeah, let's see how she wraps things up.
But this isn't even like
Every
a real
possible
set.
effort has been made.
Well, it is a
Now,
best
who
of.
believes that?
Who
Now,
believes
you know darn
that?
well they didn't sand it. And up in the corner of the stain ticket is a picture of these little teeny people working on my dress. Why don't they hire full-size help?
This must be the
That
dry
would help,
cleaner
don't you
thing.
think? And another thing, you know what I think? I picture it this way. What do you want to bet? They're down at the plant all high on cleaning fluid. You know, those plants are windowless. And they're so busy writing the ugly little letters. Oh, I admit the dress was in rotten shape. I had dropped it a couple of times on the way home. No, I was in it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have rolled so far. You wouldn't believe what it picked up. 3 gum wrappers and a sailor. I didn't even know we were at war. Let's hear the rest of it. It gets worse. Every possible effort has been made to remove all the stains from this garment. However, those remaining cannot be removed, in our judgment, without injury to the fabric
She's so musical. It makes sense
and the
that she's a
morale of our
pianist.
entire
It's all
planet.
rhythm.
Yeah.
And like, I just love that she kind of she just tells so many jokes until they stop working, and then she just moves on to the next thing.
Yeah,
like,
and she doesn't care if they're laughing, and if they don't laugh, she laughs.
yeah, it's actually maybe the perfect comedy persona.
I want to use that
Yeah,
when
it
something
worked.
doesn't work.
That was a great laugh.
Thank you.
It will
We're
bring
getting
you
down.
way down.
This is
I don't care how happy you were when you
the
got out of
last,
bed.
minute.
Oh, this wrecked my day. I had gotten out of bed on the wrong side. And it's dangerous for me. It's against the wall. And right away, that puts me in the driveway. In my footsie pajamas. With my security blanket. I've got one that plugs in. It's electric. One night I was so depressed I turned it clear up to 104. I don't get like that anymore. I've been analyzed, you know. Oh, you can tell. My analyst is so great, he cured me of everything that wasn't paying off. So now I'm still sick, but I'm rich. You know, you have a right to be insecure, and you don't need to take the blame yourself. It's your parents' fault. Muzzy and Dadsy duty. And may I tell you what happened to me? When I was 3 years old, my folks sent me out to buy bubble gum. And while I was out, they moved.
That's it.
That's a closer. That's a closer.
Right,
You know what I'm realizing too? Like I talked about Zach because like I love his Zach Galifianakis like never says anything real.
No,
Yeah.
it's all fake.
It's all fake, and she's kind of doing that too.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess I never do comedy like that, but I like it.
I like comedy that's very silly, and I appreciate Phyllis Diller. I think
She is super silly. I didn't know she was that silly.
Oh my God! Like, and you're 100% right. It is 100% all lies, just presented as fact. Like, let's put it this way: if she was around today, she would lose the Daily Show job with all these lies.
I do think that she would still be successful today.
Oh,
You know, obviously it would have to be like an updated version, you know, but
I
think
got her desk,
that's amazing.
and I'm only getting older.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Fright Wig, here I come. I'm inspired.
Well, that was great. I have another one of her albums too, so we'll have to listen to that as well. Thanks for doing this, Natasha.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you had fun.
Thank you, Phyllis. We love you.
Is there anything that you want to promote or anything?
You can go see my tour
Great. When
on my website.
Okay.
NatashaLeggero.com, or check out our podcast, the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
There you go. Sean, any
just like or favorite this, write a comment, and then I'll be at the Tempe Improv on the 10th and 11th of July.
All right, there you go. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Tempe is gorgeous in the summer.
Oh, I can't wait.
Those Arizona summers. It's actually. Oh, go ahead. It's actually funny though because.
Oh, that was another episode of Off the Records with Bimbo.